Customers still without power in BB.
And iHeart HU Week with Dr. McClarty. Your HU 16 News starts now.
Live from the campus of Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas, this is HU 16 News, live at 5.
Welcome to HU 16 Live at 5. I'm Grace Nichols.
And I'm Jade Turner. At least several hundred customers are still without power in BB. Energy says power was lost around 10 this morning because of a broken utility pole. Earlier today, First Electric Co-op reported that power was restored to 18,000 members in BB, Searcy, Cabot, and Ward after power was lost from the broken line. ASU BB canceled classes on their main campus today until 4. According to official Twitter posts, BB schools were also affected and some after-hours activities were canceled. Energy says power will be completely restored by 10 tonight.
The rain is coming down and communities in Arkansas are concerned about where all the water will go. One community in northeast Arkansas says the water isn't going anywhere because of drainage problems, and the water is reaching their homes. April Thompson reports.
Monday morning, a steady wind-blown rain brought a
rectify this issue.
The mayor says she has contacted Red Cross and county emergency officials for help, and the Union Grove Church has set up a shelter for residents needing a place to stay.
On the Gulf Coast, the death toll is rising as emergency personnel comb through the wreckage left behind by Hurricane Michael. Camila Burnell has the latest from battered Mexico Beach, Florida.
Mexico Beach is empty, but I'm Camila Burnell. Now back to you.
A food company is doing its part to help out with Hurricane Michael. Tyson Foods has launched a disaster relief program called Meals That Matter. The company will be distributing food and water to those impacted by the storm in Callaway, Florida. The company's relief team plans on staying through Friday. And drivers in Central Arkansas may find easier parking coming their way. The town of Ward is considering banning all street parking. Mayor Brooks says cars parked on the street pose an unnecessary hazard for emergency vehicles. The mayor and city council have been working for 8 years to end street parking, with safety as their main concern, and are looking to get the measure approved this year.
The White County Quorum Court plans to review and vote on a proposed ordinance explaining applications for private club permits. Applications must go through the county's government that the establishment is located in before heading to the Arkansas Alcoholic Beverage Control Division for final approval. If approved, the business will be able to serve alcoholic beverages. The ordinance outlines that the establishments must not be within 1,000 feet of a school, church, daycare, and other listed locations. The review will be held tonight at 7 p.m. in the White County Courthouse. An Arkansas inmate was pronounced dead this morning. 46-year-old William Turner was seen unresponsive in his cell and immediately rushed to the hospital this morning. He was later pronounced dead. Turner was in the middle of serving a 25-year sentence in Pike County for drug-related conviction. The Arkansas State Police and State Prison System are now investigating.
An Arkansas 8th grade teacher is accused of sexually assaulting a 16-year-old. 40-year-old Crystal Vega, a teacher in the Dardanelle School District, is charged with felony first-degree sexual assault. Court documents say Vega admitted to police she went to the park with a teen, but denies there was any sexual contact. School officials say Vega has been placed on administrative leave. And a Jonesboro man is heading to prison. 21-year-old Kalias Lane pleaded guilty and is sentenced to serve 30 years for second-degree murder and 10 years for 2 counts of first-degree battery. Lane's trial was originally scheduled to begin this week, with jury selection beginning next week. Lane will serve the battery charges consecutively for a total of 40 years in prison.
Health officials are investigating a Northwest Arkansas restaurant after at least 2 people found what appeared to be blood in their food. One woman says she and a friend had dinner yesterday at the Pei Wei Asian restaurant in Rogers and found a red liquid on the inside of the bowl that appeared to be blood. When they spoke to a manager, a second patron also complained about blood.
It's not like we had bad chicken and got food poisoning. We ingested somebody's blood.
The restaurant manager said one of the cooks had accidentally cut himself and he ordered all the kitchen workers to put on gloves. Pei Wei Company officials say they are committed to the health and safety of their customers and will be conducting their own investigation. An Arkansas-based company is continuing to expand worldwide. Walmart just closed a $16 billion deal with the Indian company Flipkart, their biggest deal ever. For the past few years, Walmart has been buying online companies to try to broaden their global market. Walmart says they are expecting lower profits for the year, but stocks are up after the news. It's an important time for seniors who expect to graduate in December. HU16's Dylan Johnson stopped by GradFest to see what's happening. Dylan?
You're exactly right, Jade. Seniors are preparing for graduation. And now, the one-stop event for all university students who are graduating just finished up today. Many Harding students are preparing for graduation this December. Take care of the last-minute details. Jade, back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. The city of BB is holding its first ever fall cleanup. It will be held this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. BB residents are invited to drop off all kinds of disposable items, but they need to bring a water bill of proof of residency. The city could also use volunteers to help coordinate the event. Contact BB City Hall if you'd like to help. The Arkansas Symphony Orchestra is getting ready for the Symphony Local, a festival to support the Arkansas Food Bank. Anyone who brings 10 or more perishable items will receive a voucher for free tickets to an upcoming concert. The festival will feature a performance of Elgar's Enigma, directed by Philip Mann and the ASO director. For more information, visit arkansasymphony.org.
Later in the show, a rather haunted contest.
But Trey Tonneson is next with your weather.
Right now across the state, it's raining and it's cold in most places, but the rain should move out of the state. Not sure about the cold. We'll fill you in after the break. Good evening. Like I said before the break, most of the state, enjoy the rest of your mild fall weather while it's here. We're going to send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Trey. Campus is getting ready for a big, busy weekend.
We'll hear from Harding's president when we come back. Welcome back to HU16. I'm here with our president, Dr. Bruce McClarty. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good to be here.
Yeah. All right. So let's just jump on into it. This week we got out of fall break and we've come into homecoming week, which I have seen as very exciting. Elevate you. And we'll send it back to sports.
Thanks, Jade. Coming up, we'll see how the Harding football team stacks up in the national rankings after their big road win, and we'll also take a look at how the golf team did in round one. Finally, we'll take a look at the coolest thing I saw, all coming up after the break. Welcome back to HU16 Sports. I'm Jackson Duncan. The men's soccer.com. Now we'll take it back to the desk with Jade and Grace.
Thanks, Jackson. A morbid contest just in time for Halloween.
And the prize is rather creepy. We'll be right back. Halloween enthusiasts are getting ready for trick-or-treating fun next week. One St. Louis woman who admits to being obsessed with vampires is taking home a rather morbid prize following a contest at Six Flags. Rachel Russell reports.
I have a fascination for it. Was so well worth it.
Have a good evening. An investigation into a shooting in Forest Hill.
And the Searcy mayoral runoff. Early voting starts today. Your HU16 news starts now.
Live from the campus of Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas, this is HU16 News, live at 5.
Welcome to HU16 Live at 5. I'm Jack Allen.
And I'm Grace Nichols. Harding University welcomed Christmas spirit to campus and the community last night. HU16's Grant Clemens was there to capture all the excitement. Grant?
Thanks, Grace. The air is frigid cold and the smell of pine is filling the air. Christmas is around the corner. Harding will offer carriage rides on December 6th, and the lights will be on each night until January 10th. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Grant. Another festive event coming up this weekend, Searcy's Christmas Parade, is this Saturday at 6 p.m. The parade route begins at Spring Park, winds through the downtown square, and ends at Berry Hill Park. Those who wish to participate in the parade can begin lining up at Spring Park at 4 p.m. And early voting is now underway in White County's 3 runoff elections. The White County Courthouse opened today for voters to let their voice be heard. 3 positions are on the ballot. Voters will choose who will be the next Searcy mayor, Kyle Osborne or Kyle Reeves, whether Danny Bennett or Chris Howe will serve on the city council, and who will be the mayor of Kensett. That race is between Alan Edge and Don Fuller. The actual runoff elections are scheduled for 1 week from today. And a home in Forest City is riddled with bullet holes. The man who owns the house says it's all because of an argument he has nothing to do with. Troy Washington has the story.
The bullet holes are everywhere and the damage is done.
As easily have been a kid.
Well, a car accident in southwest Arkansas has left 1 dead and 3 injured. 21-year-old Jalen Willis lost control of his vehicle on US 278 near Ozan, Arkansas. His vehicle hit an oncoming car and then collided with a third vehicle. Willis was pronounced dead at the scene. At least 444 people have died on Arkansas roads so far this year. And police are investigating a tense home break-in, one that left a man in the hospital with a gunshot wound. Hot Springs police say on Sunday morning, a burglar broke into an apartment on Alcorn Street and started yelling at 4 small children in the living room. The person who rented the apartment was not there, but a friend was. One who heard the commotion grabbed a shotgun and shot the intruder in the leg. Now, police have not released the name of the suspect, but he is in the hospital and no charges have been filed against the shooter. And a grand jury is hearing evidence in the case against a former Dallas police officer who fatally shot Harding alumnus Botham Jean in his home. They must decide whether or not to indict the officer on manslaughter charges, but as Steve Pickett reports, they could also charge her with murder.
Murder, an intentional act. Manslaughter, a reckless.
And the problem has increased.
The grand jury is expected to hand down a decision tomorrow.
A new budget proposal has been presented by Rosebud's mayor-elect. Sean Gorham is taking office in January and has proposed a budget of almost $490,000. This budget consists of adding employee benefits, increasing social media coverage, and aiding the sewer and street departments. Gorham says this budget will give citizens the help they need, and he hopes this makes the city of Rosebud just a little better. And Union Pacific has begun a second round of layoffs affecting employees in Central Arkansas. On Monday, 200 more contractors lost their positions, 60 of them from the Little Rock area. Last month, the workforce reduction laid off 475 employees from Union Pacific.
State lawmakers are considering making it easier for landlords to evict tenants who don't pay their rent. Representative Jimmy Gazaway reintroduced a bill that failed last year. The bill would allow residential eviction cases to be heard in district court rather than in circuit court. The proposal is now in the hands of the Arkansas House Judiciary Committee.
And state lawmakers will consider a bill that could look to introduce a lifetime concealed carry permit. The House Judiciary Committee is considering the bill that would also cut the $100 fee in half. Representative Dotson, who introduced the bill, says the lifetime permit would be for in-state purposes. And state representatives are also reviewing bills that would make it more difficult for criminals to receive the death penalty. A House bill will allow a person to petition the court after receiving the death penalty. The petition would only be valid if the person was deemed mentally ill by 2 licensed Arkansas State Medical Board examiners. If the court determines the person has a serious mental illness, the death penalty would be off the table, but the state could still seek life without parole.
Well, as hunting season continues, deer-related accidents are on the rise. Now, most of those accidents happen around sunrise or just after the sun sets. Eduardo Hasso, a Little Rock mechanic, says he's seen cars with damage from $300 to $20,000 as a result of those kind of accidents. Now, as deer activity increases this hunting season, be sure to drive cautiously.
From stores to sites, it seems everywhere you look there are deals around this holiday season. According to Dr. Terry Richard, a professor of sociology at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, holiday shoppers make up nearly a third of stores' annual revenue. Dr. Richard says retailers are aware of the marketing scheme promoted on the deals and advertisements. He recommends waiting until the week or day before Christmas to get even better deals. And Santa is coming to campus. The big man in the red suit will be in Harding's Heritage Lobby Thursday from 5 to 8:30. You can get 3 pictures with him for $5. And every half hour, kids can enjoy free cookies and a Christmas story. And later in our show, President McClarty joins us in the studio.
But now we're going to send things over to Trey Tonneson with the weather.
As we ease toward Christmas, that's all we have for now. We're going to send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Trey. Dr. McClarty joins us in the studio.
Hear about his favorite moments from the semester after the break.
Back to HU16 News. I'm here with Dr. McClarty for our final Bruce Day Tuesday of the semester. Great to have you here.
Good to be here. Can't believe it's the end of the semester.
I know. Yeah. We have a semester for another Bruce Day Tuesday.
Wonderful.
All right, we're going to go ahead and toss it over to sports now.
Thanks, Grace. More on the Harding basketball team's game last night and the coolest thing I saw coming up after the break. Good evening and welcome back to Live 5 Sports. I'm Cole Clevenger. The Harding men's basketball team. Back to you at the desk.
All right, how one community is coming together because of a Christmas tree.
Catch the story after the break.
Has donated their 50-year-old tree to help bring Christmas spirit to their community. John Dommel has the story.
I'm excited. Local 5 News.
Well, Grace, Christmas spirit definitely in the air now.
Definitely, and maybe this Christmas weather will also pick up. Trey, what can we expect?
Well, hold up just a minute, because the weather might. But we're going to send it back to you guys one more time.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for HU16's Live at 5, where community matters.
Stay tuned for a replay of this morning's chapel, and have a good evening.